Morning. Who brought the carrots in and eggplants? Nobody's taking responsibility? Good stuff, though. New calendar. Oh, wow. Can't get any fresher than that. All right. Hey, boat race weekend. Hopefully you're going. Maybe not. But it's hot. That's normal. All the what? Yeah. We saw, actually I left out a bunch of things this morning which I completely forgot to bring this morning. So they're still sitting at home, but one of them was this really, really cool picture of an F-22, which is like pretty sophisticated new airplane, and a P-51 Mustang from World War II. Yesterday at noonish, if you looked up. Oh, it was so cool. It was so cool. I've never watched a plane. The F-22 went straight across and then went straight up. And then he got up to about here and he went backwards. And then finally corrected and went like this. It's like... We got a nice thank you letter, a card from someone in the church. It says, Janice and Phil and my soul family. And I'm going to pass this around. But it's got it says, wishing us beauty in each moment, harmony in our hearts, and happiness in our souls. And then a personal thank you for everything. It's to Janice and Phil, Soul Community Family, Divine Fellowship. This is the Yogi goddess of peace. La Paloma in Spanish means the dove. If I describe the greatest gift that I have received from the Divine Fellowship, it is peace of mind and an abundant peace-filled heart. It seems like yesterday I walked in the workshop and I was filled with fear in every aspect of my life. I can honestly say that I am completely fearless now. That opened my heart to contentment, serenity, stillness, and peace. I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for you two and the Divine Fellowship. There are no words to express my gratitude and appreciation for bringing my awareness back to the divinity waiting in me that has literally saved my life. I love both of you and my soul family. So, very, very nice. I'm not going to say. She wanted to be nameless, anonymous. So, but it's nice, very nice. All right, we do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. And George said, you may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Just make a dang good song, I'll tell you. That would just make a really good song. And George Carlin, if someone with multiple personalities threatens to kill himself, is it considered a hostage situation? I don't know. I don't know. Never gave it any thought. So, all right. Things that make you go, not sure about that one. And I left a couple of good ones at home, so I'll bring them next week. The ultimate result of shielding men from the effects of folly is to fill the world with fools. And this one was from Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. First, you take a drink, then the drink takes a drink, and then the drink takes you. Sometimes true. Sometimes true. Many United States citizens believe it is beneath the dignity of Congress to permit a minority group to delay action by means of a filibuster. On etymological terms, they are probably right. For the world is a survival of the lawless days of the Spanish Main. Did I say the world? I said the word is a survival of the lawless days of the Spanish Main. Bearded cutthroats who preyed on shipping of all nations were known to the British as freebooters, buccaneers, or pirates. But, arg, I love that. But for such ruffians, the French had only one term, filibustier, meaning free booty. Who knew? Who knew? Adopted into English with slight modifications in spelling, the pirate word became filibuster. Isn't that something? That's something. I like stuff like that. Makes my world seem normal. A hive of bees must pollinate 2 million flowers to make 1 pound of honey, requiring them to fly an equivalent distance of approximately 55,000 miles, or more than twice around the globe. So next time you have honey, enjoy it. Somebody worked awfully darn hard for it. Anything else going on? Hey, where are we doing a picnic? We're doing a picnic, aren't we? That's right, the snack clock. Yeah, do you want to mention the Yeah, let's mention that. I will, I don't think so. Let me turn my microphone to mute. Eat a carrot.
So yeah, we will still have our picnic in the park in September, and we actually, I believe, will do service. We did that last year. We did the service in the park and then the picnic and everything. That worked out really slick, so everybody just shows up at the park. So we'll have more information and a date. Now, what we're going to be doing on August 13th is a snack luck and prayer stick making. So it's really important. We need to replenish our prayer stick supply. We've had a lot of outgoing prayer sticks lately, and so it's getting very low. We're going to be using the ones that were made here just recently. We're going to be using those again, and so probably won't be getting those back, so we will need to replenish the supply. So that's kind of what we're doing. Snacks, I'm going to send a sign-up sheet, not main dishes, but like snacky kind of foods that we can eat while we're working. That finger foods, yeah, things like that we can use and eat while we're working on the prayer sticks. So I'm going to pass that around. There's a second page there. If we run out of that, just start writing on the back. Plenty of supplies, but we need hands to make them. So it'll be a lot of fun. You know, it always is fun whenever we have a potluck and get together and just talk and stuff. But this is it'll be even more fun. So join us on the 13th. Thank you. Anything else?
Carrot was good. You know, I've done these before over the last 20 years, but I haven't done them in a long, long time. So there's a lot of people that haven't heard these. Some people have heard them and go, oh, Phil, not again. These are church bulletins that have been misspelled. So the fasting and the prayer conference includes meals. Scouts are saving cans, bottles, and other items to be recycled. Proceeds will be used to cripple children. Ladies, don't forget the rummage sale. It's a chance to get rid of those things not worth keeping around the house. Bring your husbands. Don't let worry kill you off. Let the church help. All right, I'll keep going. Miss Charlene Mason sang, "I will not pass this way again," giving obvious pleasure to the congregation. For those of you who have children and don't know it, we have a nursery downstairs. Sure, they can take all kinds of ways. Next Thursday, there will be tryouts for the choir. They need all the help they can get. Irving Benson and Jesse Carter were married October 24th in the church. So ends a friendship that began in their school days. Enough of that. More to come. Oh, more to come. Murphy's other 15 laws. Light travels faster than sound. This is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. A fine is a tax for doing wrong. A tax is a fine for doing well. He who laughs last thinks slowest. That's good. Yeah. A day without sunshine is like, well, night. Enough. All right. Oh. Thank you, people on YouTube and everyone else that have told us that we had a problem with our audio. We didn't know it, so thank you for telling us. Consequently, unfortunately, the one from last week for Christopher's didn't come through great. It's there, but it's not bad. Yeah, I know, it's not bad, but it's not as good as it has.
We're still having it. It still makes the
Could be, but it's not as bad as it was, right?
Oh, no, it's not anywhere close.
Okay.
When I have it.
Okay, we'll find out when we actually edit it, but we've figured out one problem, which, who knows? Yeah? Okay.
Does anybody remember Herb Alpert from the Pool on the Press? Yes! He and his wife, Robin Hall, still performing. I'm going to be doing a concert tonight at the Powerhouse Theater there in Walla Walla, and I have tickets, and I've got one left. Anybody that wants it can have it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hoyt Albert. I remember. That puts me on old. What can I say? Yeah, that's true. We're going to say, oh, I remember, old Deneen song, As One.
Good morning. Rise, I say. Just never gets old. I know you're probably sick of me doing that, but. So, a couple of weeks ago, I chatted with you about recalibrating your BSO-meter. Because sometimes our BSO-meter, our ring truer, isn't calibrated correctly. And I think that's a challenge. That can be a real challenge for us. So we all have this internal mechanism that's connected to divine source that helps us find truth. And the truth will resonate with us. And the truth resonates clearly. However, some of us have been conditioned to have that our truth isn't the truth anymore. So if you have ever been in a relationship where you're told you're worthless over and over and over, and somebody says, oh, you have great value, that makes your bullshit-o-meter peg. Well, that's not true, right? Does it not? So somebody tells you, oh, you're beautiful, and your whole life you've had people point out your flaws. That's not true. So your BS-o-meter gets all screwed up. And in the alternative, it's locked on oblivious. We just shut it down. Because this is hard to handle. So I want us to take a look at that again, and I want to give you a process by which you can recalibrate your BS-o-meter, because we need that. If you don't know what's truth, you could be swayed by anything. You could be deceived by your own feelings. Our feelings are very deceptive because our feelings are based on this BS-o-meter. And if your BS-o-meter is all screwed up, what you feel to be truth could be total BS. And the truth doesn't feel comfortable for you, so it's going to feel like BS. So we get all screwed up and we steal our own happiness. So if at this moment in time you would like to be happier than you are, this may be for you. There may be some information here for you. There may be some area in which your BS-o-meter is all messed up. On that, can I give you an aside? Let me just take a left for just a minute. I want us to make sure that, you know, when I said if you would like to be a little happier than you are right now, sometimes let's not confuse being busy or being occupied or being distracted with being happy. Being happy is this deep wellspring of joy that happens no matter what's going on out there. So happy isn't everybody's doing what I think they should, everybody's saying what I think they should, I have enough money in the bank, I've got enough food on the table, everything's good, I'm happy. This transcends that. This is even deeper than that. So even though work may have challenges, family may be a challenge, gosh, families can be a challenge, can they not? Relationships can be a challenge, finances can be a challenge, but there's still this wellspring of joy within. Because what is happening out there isn't about who you are. Now, did you get a BS on that one? Okay, if so, you might want to look at that. I want to make sure that as we go along, I might lose you. Because if your BS meter gets triggered, you're going to blank out on me. And you're going to shut down. Because that's what we do. We can't handle that conflict, that contrast. I used to be a visual therapist years and years and years and years ago. And they call it suppression when one eye is seeing here and the other eye is seeing there and they're slightly off. One eye will suppress. And the brain gets information only from one eye. So depth perception is off a bit. Other things are off a bit. You can read and not remember what you read. That's all visual therapy stuff. Which is a whole nother thing. It's really fascinating, interesting stuff because it's more brain trained than it is eye trained. So when we're feeling discrepancy between this is somebody saying this is a truth and we feel this is a truth, something gets shut down. So as I'm talking along, you may find that you lost something along the way. You shut down, blanked me out. Just be aware of that. Just be aware of that and know that this is a challenge for you and that your BS meter has pegged. And it's up to you to find what the truth is. And the truth may not necessarily align with your feelings. Because our feelings can really be deceptive. Our feelings are often based on the conditioning that we've received that has shifted our BS meter. So there's lots of things that we can perceive as being true or untrue based on our come from. I'm only going to select a few things to look at today because the myriad of things could be huge. So I want your feedback as we go along, perhaps if I address something that's an issue for you that maybe I haven't addressed. Okay? So I picked 4 really big things that a lot of us have issues with that are screwed up in our BS meter. And I want to take you to Hebrews chapter 5, verse 14. Oh, you get a 13. Oh, bonus, you get an extra verse. How cool is that? For everyone who partakes only of milk is not accustomed to the word of righteousness, for he's a babe. It's talking about the deeper meanings, the deeper truths of spiritual stuff. The Bible is written so that there's surface meaning, and then there's meaning under meaning under meaning, and depending on our ability to discern how much we can receive from that. That's why I really like the Followers of the Way class on first Thursday of the month, because we can look at some of those deeper levels. But solid food is for the mature, who because of practice have their senses trained to discern good and evil. It's not a natural thing. If you're running on natural stuff, it's because it's been conditioned. We train ourselves to understand what's right and what's not right for us, what rings true and what doesn't ring true, what's good and what's evil, what serves us and what doesn't serve us. That's all a matter of training. It's not a matter of just a reactionary experience because this happened way back when, because we build those reactionary experiences. Did you read the article that I wrote today? If you haven't yet, you might want to. It's in your calendar, because it's about looking at those old habits, those habituated patterns of response, because they've been programmed into us because that's how we survived. And just because it's a survival mechanism doesn't mean that's what's going to help us thrive. You're now in a place, it's time to thrive. It's time to be happy. It's time to just love life. It's time for that. We're moving into our destiny. And so it's really important to grab that, hang on to that, accept that, be willing to receive that. And we can't do that when that other programming is in place. So some of the things I want to talk to you about, the 4 that I've selected today is, well, let me start with 1. I'm wealthy. Now, some of you have heard this. I'm going to lose some of you on this, so your ring true, your bullshit meter, your BS meter is going to pay. So just advance warning. Have you heard some of the metaphysical gurus, they'll say, you just stand in front of a mirror and tell yourself this, and it'll all be okay. Have you ever tried that? I'm wealthy. BS. I got bills to pay, there's not enough money to go around. BS. So our bullshit meter pegs because our truth isn't in harmony with that. I'm going to show you how to shift your BS meter to be in harmony with that so that you can acquire the wealth that you're looking for. Would you like that? That be helpful in your life? I think so. Here's another. I'm beautiful. You know, maybe you've had somebody tell you, you know, your hair is just so straight all the time. Can't you do something with your, you know, I mean, there's times of stuff that we hear, oh, people who are have a little extra chub, they're not beautiful at all. Well, you know, that's just not, there are some of the most beautiful people in the world that I know. I love them dearly, and they're a little chubby. That has nothing to do with it. And I don't even notice that. But when I look in the mirror, it's like, oh gosh, there's some extra pounds there. You're just not pretty at all. But I don't see it in somebody else, but I sure see it in myself. Do you feel the same? You can feel, yeah? All the women are nodding yes. Men, you know, men is like, they're bullshit, and me is like, what are you talking about? I'm successful. That's another one that we struggle with. I'm healthy. Those are the things that we struggle with. We often reject that I'm successful one, or it feels uncomfortable to us because we don't have a good job, or we don't have a job we enjoy, or other people in our world are making poor choices that are affecting our world and makes us feel unsuccessful. If we're currently suffering, it's hard to say I'm healthy. It's really hard because the truth is evidence is proving something else to you. But what we want to do is we want to move that and not discount or cause us to believe a lie, but rather shift us so that we can receive a new truth. Wouldn't that be cool? Did I lose you? Everybody here? Okay, because some people can just tell themselves, I'm this or I'm that, and that happens. They can just do that. Phil's one of those. If he wants something, he just, oh, here's how it is, that's it. Makes it a challenge for the rest of us to be around that, but we love him dearly. He's a wonderful example because his bullshit meter isn't programmed like ours. He's one of those indigo people, and he's just got it. So he just states the truth and locks it in, and maybe it takes him 2 years, but he just forgets about it, and then it shows up. The rest of us languish over stuff. So I want to help all of us that have the languishing capacity to move through this a little more quickly. If you are one of those that can just speak it into being, speak it, lock it on, and forget it and go, and it all is good, bless you. This message is probably not for you. You can probably find a game on your phone. Just make sure it's silent. So the first step in recalibrating all of this is to find the feeling. Okay? So what would wealthy feel like? I'm wealthy. No, I'm not. I got all these bills and it's frustrating and blah, blah, blah. Well, what does wealthy feel like? If you don't know what it feels like, if it were to come to you, you wouldn't be ready for it. So find, what does that feel like? What do you think it feels like? I think there'd be a lot of laughter. Man, I'd have parties. I'd be relaxed, at ease, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? All bills would be paid easily. So hold that in your mind. We're going to come back to this, but just be aware of that. So what would beautiful feel like? confident, relaxed, sense of self-worth. Not worrying about it. So what's the opposite of not worrying? Free. And optimistic. That whatever I put on is going to be fine. That would be part of that. What would successful feel like? Busy? Maybe. Really successful people aren't real busy. Get other people to do their stuff. I'm thinking successful. So how about confident? Empowered? Strong? What was that? Grateful? And respected? Peaceful? What was the other one? Secure? Yeah. Do you feel that right now in your world? That's awesome. If you don't, I want to take a look at that. See where that could do for you. What would healthy feel like? Movement, energized, get stuff done, able to do more, able to help more, exuberant, feel blessed, right? Right? So we find the feeling, you don't have to find all of them, pick one. Pick a feeling that you really like and focus on that. Now, is there any other issues that people have that you want me to address before we go on? Any other things that we get stuck up on? Okay. Because we can always add to this later. So find the feeling. And then the next thing, when you have that feeling, then you want to speak it into truth. Okay? So I can't go, I'm beautiful, and stand in front of a mirror. Yes. But I could start with, I have beautiful eyes. Okay, that's a yes. That bold centimeter just goes, yes, I do have beautiful eyes. Then focus on that. Keep that truth. That's your truth. And then you can amplify on that. Does that make sense? Because then I can feel the truth of that. And then I can feel myself feeling confident when people look at my eyes and see the truth of that. I feel really good about that. Does that make sense? So then you're amplifying that action. Then you speak it into truth. I have nice eyes. You just keep telling yourself that. Because it's the truth. Tell yourself the truth. Because if it's not the truth, nothing's happening. You can tell yourself you're successful till you're blue in the face. Nothing's going to happen if you don't feel it's truth. So we have to find the measure of truth. So let's talk about the wealthy one. How about money finds its way to me more easily? Or what's another thing you could say about finances? Money is everywhere. You know, Phil and I, years ago, we were so strapped. It was crazy. So we took a $20 bill, broke it into ones. We were instructed to do a $100 bill, but we didn't have one. So 20 was a stretch for us. And I tucked a $1 bill in my silverware drawer, and a $1 bill in my underwear drawer, and a $1 bill in my makeup drawer, and a $1 bill in my wallet, and $1 bill. I put them all everywhere. So whatever we were doing, Phil put one in his toolbox. Everywhere we were doing, he'd open his toolbox. Look, there's money. That was truth. Money is everywhere. Look, there's money. Look, there's money. There's more money. Look, money. I found money. And you know, we found more things to do that would bring us money. And we found better things to do that would bring us more money rather than what we were doing. Does that make sense? So it adds to itself, it builds to itself, but you have to find your truth about that. If your truth is, I'm broke, guess what? Your car's going to break. Swear to you. Refrigerator, washing machine. Fortunately, I have a fix-it guy that can fix things. I had to go really work on that thought process because I would tell myself I'm broke and things would break. Because the universe was saying, okay, let me serve up break for you. Let me serve up broke for you or broken for you. But if we can shift our thinking, then once our thinking started shifting, I had a dryer that, was it the dryer or the washer? I can't remember which one was just on its last legs. That sucker lasted 6 months, and it needed a part that should have gone long before that. And then we implemented these patterns of thought, and that silly thing hung in there, hung in there, hung in there, hung in there. And then we happened to get a washer dryer set from a yard sale, not a yard sale, but whatever. That was back when you found the want ads and you went to people's homes, and it was before, yeah, something like that. For $25, we could do that. And then we, got rid of the other ones. But it was amazing, and our needs were fulfilled, and we were so grateful and so blessed. And it didn't have to be top of the line, but it was, magically speaking. It was just amazing. And it was just perfect for what we needed. Fit in the space. We had a tiny little space. It was like a laundry cubby. But these fit right in. So, it was just perfect. And for just exactly the money that we had in our pockets to do it with. So how you think about money is going to change how money comes to you or is usable for you. That makes sense? Now, along with this, when you're paying bills, I used to, I hate a lot of swear words during bill paying time. But I found that if I could take the bill and go through the listing, I always have to check it anyway, make sure there's no charges that we didn't actually incur. And I go, oh, I remember we bought that. Maybe that was a meal out. Oh, I enjoyed that meal so much. I'm in gratitude to that. And then, here's this, we charged a room. We actually had a vacation. It was so wonderful. I was grateful for that. And then I was grateful that I had enough for the minimum balance. I'm so grateful for that. And sent it off with gratitude. And that whittles, believe it or not, then you find things at lesser cost, and there's more money to work with. It's just bizarre. It really is, but trust the process. How about being successful? One of the energies of success is respect, mutual respect. So speaking that into being, like I respect myself and others, and then implementing that as you go. But this first step is feeling self-respect. Hey, I got up and went to work today. I don't like my job. I don't like the people I work with, but I did the deal. Suit up, show up, I did the deal. Honest day's pay for an honest day's work. I worked an honest day. I put it in. Maybe the people at work don't appreciate me, but I appreciate me. And shifting that, then all of a sudden, then it's no longer this drudgery hate thing. And if it's really meant to be, another job will open up, or you'll stumble across something else, or somebody will offer you a job or whatever. Does that make sense? So I know there's people in this room who have had that successful attitude and have, I'm getting a shaking head. Yeah, it works, this works. And for health, how about I'm finding new ways of being healthy. Here's this, I gotta share this with you, it's so cool. So, I'm finding new ways of being healthy. I don't say I'm sick. I'm finding new ways of being healthy. So I reiterated that to myself because I've had kind of a few months of downtime since February. I've just not been feeling well. So I've reiterated to myself, re-strengthened that resolve. Did the process that I'm telling you about right now. Showed up at tarot class. My tarot class. So good thing I showed up, right? And the person that has some information that could help me was there and is ready to do some more work with that. Okay, super duper. Walked that in. So then I got to yoga class. I don't take a Saturday yoga class, but I showed up for that one because I missed Wednesday night. Anyway, well, who cares? Get there, and I'm the only one there. And lo and behold, the teacher of the class just happens to have been studying about which yoga movements assist the health in certain health aspects. She wrote out for me, and we did a specific yoga practice for my health issues. I'm already doing it and already feeling better. So it's simple but amazing. But if would look in the mirror and say, I'm healthy. No, but I'm finding new ways to benefit my health. Yes, that's true. And then the universe serves that up. It's the coolest thing. Try that. Then pray it into truth. Pray about it. Now, I do a 21 prayer vigil. If there's something specific that I really want to focus on, I do a 21-day prayer vigil. I don't call it a prayer challenge. I've heard people call it a prayer challenge. Do you like being challenged? I'm going to challenge this. No, because then there's all this, okay, am I good enough? Let that shit go, man. Did your BS meter hit? I hope it did. Because here's the deal. Prayer is this beautiful, sweet moment when you connect with the divine. This ring true energy is flowing, and what's right for you will be manifested. It's the coolest thing. And if you do it as a vigil, as I'm going to vigilantly do this for myself, put it on your calendar for heaven's sakes. I'm doing a 21 prayer vigil with another person. And so I text them 21 for the first day, 20 for the second day, 19. And that reminds them, I'm praying with you. I'm praying with you. You're not alone in this. And I'm not letting you off the hook either. Be accountable. Be accountable. We're on day 17 today. I'm already seeing changes. I saw changes within the first hour when we made the vigil commitment. Get a prayer buddy. Prayer is so powerful. Healing prayer is powerful. Motivational prayer is powerful. And if you get 2 or more people together, that's where God is. Get a prayer group going. We've got our prayer warriors. That's a powerful group. If you get at a small group, just you and maybe 2 other people, you pray for them, they pray for you, and you do it on a 21-day thing, I swear to you, miracles will happen. I get some head nods here because I know people who do this. It's true. So pray it into truth. And here's the thing. The prayer. No, not you this time. So prayers that speak it into truth, or praying it into truth isn't, oh God, please give me this. You know, they work. If you have to do that, you know, knock yourself. That's better than no prayer. There's no wrong prayer out there. But might I suggest a more powerful prayer for you? I would like to do that. So, how about God, higher powers, Holy Spirit, divine source, living light of love, whatever word you want to attach to that? Because guess what? They know who you're talking about. They know whatever name you attach to that, that's fine, because they get it. Oh, you're talking to me. I gotcha. Okay. Can I use the word God? I'm going to use the word God. If you don't like the word God, switch it to something else in your brain, okay? So if God gives you the BS meter, that might be something you might want to look at down the road, but for now. Bless me abundantly, and thank you for the blessings I already have. And then list them and feel the blessing. I have a car that runs. Oh, I'm so blessed by that. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you. Bless me more abundantly than that even. Bring more. Because when you have the gratitude for that, along with the request that's not this whiny little thing, because guess what? Sometimes the hard stuff is here for our benefit. And if we whine about it, we haven't learned what it's here for. So quit whining. Right? Okay. Amen to that. Okay, thank you. Okay. How about that's for wealthiness. How about for beauty? Thank you, God, for my beautiful physical form. If you can't say beautiful, thank you, God, for my physical form. Help me to find ways to honor and bless my body. Because when you honor this, there's a radiance. There's just this beautiful radiance that emerges. And that is what people are drawn to. That's what is beautiful within a soul. Is when you see a soul emanating. Some of the most beautiful people in the world aren't comely. Our culture has so much emphasis on a specific formula for beauty, but really the most beautiful people in the world have this radiance within. And all of the markings on their face, or all of the challenges that manifest themselves on their face, is just a roadmap of the love that they are. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. For being successful. Help me to discover what I do well. You hate your job? Maybe you're not meant to be doing that. Help me to discover what I do well. Help me to discover what my heart wants to do. Bless my accomplishments and broaden them. Grant me the strength to try a new thing. Those are the kinds of prayers that are powerful. Health. Bless my healing body. You know, we did this tapping thing. Oh, hello. We did this tapping thing, and one of it was, where we got under here, is bless my incredible healthy body. Couldn't do it. So I changed it to bless my incredible healing body. And that I can do that. So rather than, because I couldn't claim it the way it was, because it wasn't my truth. And now, as I'm moving into healthier, then that supports that, rather than challenges that or resists that. That which we resist persists, remember? Bless my healing body. Help me discover what my body and spirit require to thrive. And then you'll stumble into a class and have a particular program made just for you. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever. It's wonderful. Then, take action. Take action. Because Spirit will bring, divine source, higher power will bring to you blessings. We got to act on them. And that's the challenge sometimes. Oh, I'm afraid. So afraid is natural, feels right. I should be afraid. And having courage to try something new, the BS meter goes, no, you can't do that. That's not true. That's not truth for you. Oh, but if you can say, I'm safe. If you can find a way to feel safe at trying new things, ask for it. Ask it to be gifted to you. You have a right to do that. And it will be gifted to you and blessed. Your actions will be blessed. Opportunities will arrive. And when they do, you'll have the emotional structure to accept it. If we're not emotionally prepared with the affirmations and speaking them into truth, when they show up, we'll resist or hesitate or whatever, and the moment will be lost. Make sense? Anything else that I've missed that you really want me to touch on? Health, wealth, prosperity, beauty. Anything else? So I think you can take this process and apply it to anything. And remember, it's all about having our senses trained to discern good and evil. It's about learning. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
One thing that helped me to start doing that, with discipline and faith is that to remember that I developed my mind to keep me in this that I am not.
Well said, and well said. Let me say that again for the microphone. So the limitations we create in our mind, let me rephrase that. Those are our coping mechanisms. That's what helps us survive.
And
And succeed.
Our mind thinks we must think these things and succeed. If we don't think we're beautiful, we won't get shut down.
Exactly.
If we don't think we're successful, we'll work harder.
Right.
So what I do is I take myself in hand. If I want to know what I'm committed to, I check my results.
Gotcha.
And I go back in and say, what is the truth I'm working from? Am I working from a limitation or I'm working from my internal truth?
Well said. Well said. Do you have a question? Comment? I like that. Thank you.
Expand a little bit more on taking action.
Yeah, taking action. If we're, yeah. Well, we are conditioned by our history to react to life a certain way. That's our survival mechanism. And no new thing can come in when we're still in that mode. So when we can step out of that, even if it's just blaming somebody else. Sometimes I have to blame somebody else so that I'm okay enough to function. Well, that's just barely functioning, and I'm not taking accountability, and I'm not changing, and the same crap's going to just keep showing up, as you well know, because that's part of what you teach. So I guess what I'm saying is the action will present itself. Ask yourself, what's the next right step? And for me, sometimes I ask, what's the hardest thing? What's the hardest thing right now on my plate? Because here's the deal. Apparently this is really important. Somebody came to the other day and they were really stressed out. And so I said, okay, what's the hardest thing on your plate? And it was something they had no control over. Not a single thing they could do about it. So where we don't have any opportunity, we don't have responsibility. So if you're thinking, oh, this is the worst thing ever, there's taking a lot of mental energy about that. If you look at it and you can find the next right thing to do about that, do that. If there's no next right thing because you don't have enough information or it's dependent upon somebody else's action, then you have no accountability for that and you can set it aside because you have done your part, which is look at it. Sometimes your part is look at it. And if there's nothing in this moment that requires your action, you can willingly set it aside and go to the next thing. Does that make sense? Does that help at all? So this ring true that we're creating here is a ring true between you and Spirit. It's this divine connection. And we can't get to that if we're still being triggered by old stuff. So again, praying about this stuff. Find a prayer that works for you. And words are really powerful. Really, really powerful. So find the wording that works for you that can grant you access to your truth. And when you have access to your truth, then you can move forward. Then opportunities present themselves, and then you'll know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Yes, sir?
One of the most beneficial words that I've ever experienced in any of these is the word enough.
Enough.
I have enough.
I have enough.
Everything, but enough.
Yeah. Enough is, because we think it has to be a specific thing or better or more, but enough. Yes, I am enough.
Helps me in the transition.
Yes. Between,
everything.
yeah. Helps us in the transition between nothing and everything, in case the camera needed that. All right, so I think you have the pattern here. I'm going to leave you with that. Let's do a guided meditation, shall we?